boo. Now I can officially say that it's a Halloween stream. And that may be the only scary thing that happens this stream, because Riven is not a particularly scary game. It's, it has that Kenopsia type feeling that, nobody is around you, even though you occasionally see people. Which I guess makes it all the more of a shock when you run into somebody. But hopefully we will be doing some of that today, so I may be wrong. In any case, reflecting on it, a lot of things actually happened last stream. My mouse actually worked. That was a big event for me, as did my wacky arrangement of 3 keyboards on my desk. It's pretty scuffed, as the kids would say. But in the game, we found a lens of some kind to allow us to see invisible ink, meaning the totems make sense now, because we can figure out their orientation. We made progress towards 2 dead ends, one of which is Prison Island, which we can't get into, and Gen's book, which is not yet powered. But we have all the fire marbles lit up, and we have all 5 bridges in the Starfisher extended, so that seems like progress, but there's still something somewhere that needs doing. And there's a few things that I'm still stuck on. There are these drawbridges in the village that I can't figure out how to get behind in order to bring down. And a way to cross the water in the village is still eluding me as well. It seems like it should be obvious, but it's not. And maybe it will become obvious today. We'll see. Also, the Rivenese numeral system is something that was a sticking point for me. Before. But that actually I figured out. I figured that it wasn't going to make for particularly riveting content for me to just stare at a sheet of paper on the screen and think, well, is it that? I don't know. Maybe it's... Yeah, not great. So I took some time off stream to look at that, and... Well, here's what happened. I went looking for the image of that piece of paper from the schoolhouse on Google Image Search, and I couldn't find it. And I accidentally glanced at an image that contained the solution. But as soon as I realized what it was, I looked away. And at that exact moment, the solution kind of popped into my head. So whether that counts as cheating or not is really up to you, dear viewers. In any case, it makes for a terrible numeral system, but an interesting puzzle. And I'll talk more about it once we get to something that involves the Rivenese numeral system. We have several as yet unused clues. We have the fact that 9 is the, quote, optimal strike force base value. I don't know what that means yet. We have the correspondence between the color symbols and the adjustment values from Gen's lab. And we have now the numbers from the totems, of which we have 4 so far. There's probably going to be a 5th, because everything in this game is 5. But interestingly, the numerals on the 4 totems that we've seen so far have all been on the piece of paper that we found in the school. So we haven't yet had to decipher the Rivenese numeral system, which is interesting, because that means that it is a solution looking for a problem. We have 3 solutions looking for a problem. No, I'm sorry. We have 4 solutions looking for a problem, and only 1 problem looking for a solution, which is a 10-digit code on the telescope back on Temple Island. So we are severely lacking in places to put solutions, although we have several solutions. Anyway, I'm Tashtari, and this is my internet television program, and let's get started playing Riven. Oh yeah, first remains unclaimed at the moment, so anybody who wants to claim it is welcome to. You will get permanent posterity in the episode guide, which is a real no prize if ever there was one. Just gotta let the cyan logo play out because it's so damn cool. Okay, so let's continue. So the one thought that I did have was that we might go look at the journal in Gen's lab again, because I last did that, I think, in my first session that was back in July. And I haven't done that recently, so that might contain some information towards puzzle solutions that we haven't gotten yet. Come on, there we go. The flywheel has stopped turning. That seems to be something interesting. Like, you would expect a flywheel to have a brake on it, but this one doesn't. You just kind of have to wait for it. Turn back to the beginning here. That's a lot of journal. I have been cataloging the natural elements of this age for many years now, yet I still continue to find evidence of the number 5. As a boy, it was clear to me that it held a place of special significance to the Dunny society. From the ancient heraldic emblems of the ruling elite to the humble homes of the commoners, it was ubiquitous. Its presence here is clearly a direct reflection of the minds that authored the text I used to compose this age, further proof that through their art, the Dunny masters were indeed creating the marvelous worlds they wrote, and not, as many have mistakenly thought, merely forging links to pre-existing worlds. While all of my ages have been based on Dunny designs, I see now that the ones most vested with the power of 5 are also the most beautiful, the most perfect, and undoubtedly the most structurally sound. I still have yet to determine how the Dunny color symbology reflects this superior design principle. While ostensibly a 6-color system, I am convinced that there must be some deeper connection to the number 5. I will continue to investigate. I have repeatedly seen streamers read the number 5 as fire here. There must be some deeper connection to fire. But yeah, handwriting is a perpetual thing that you have to overcome in this game, as we will find out as soon as we get our hands on Catherine's journal, which hopefully will happen soon. The Itrim traps have been particularly fruitful this year. Apparently, the breakup of the islands has not adversely affected the subterranean ecosystems. Unfortunately, I imagine the rebels are also experiencing a generous harvest, no shortage of poison for their darts this season. Such vexing issues aside, this unexpected windfall has allowed me to refine a particularly pleasant extract for my pipe, one that is smoother than any other in recent memory. So far, this is stuff that is basically the same as in Riven 1997. I have reluctantly decided to suspend my inquiries into the unusual behavior of the water of this age, as there are more pressing matters that now demand my attention. For future reference, however, my investigations have revealed the following. I believe the remarkable properties of the water to be caused by a microbe that resides within it. I am imagining a motile unicellular organism, but one with a structure that allows it to manipulate bits of water, the aggregate effect of which is that the composite body of water is able to deform itself in response to threatening conditions. conditions. Prolonged exposure to to extreme heat, a period of extended boiling, for example, seems to kill them off, which would explain their dramatic aversion to even moderate rises in temperature. There is still much to learn, however, regarding this peculiar phenomenon and its possible uses. Construction of the imagers has proceeded without fault. Remarkable how easy it was to adapt the Dunny technology to mimic that of the Ahmad. The two cultures must surely have crossed paths at some point in their histories. It may even be that Keta was a direct descendant of the Dunny. How else to explain the redemptive depth of our connection? But that's all pointless now. Scratched out. Maintenance on the steam vent caps completed. I am extremely pleased with the continued success of the system. Another example of the superiority of Dunny technology. Ironic that Atris and Catherine's meddling unwittingly provided me with such a convenient source of power. I am certain now that the fissure was an unexpected byproduct of the changes they wrote into this age as part of their machinations to trap me here, and that Atris never intended for the book to be lost among the stars in the process. Better that a linking book be destroyed than to risk it falling into unknown hands. Had they foreseen the creation of the fissure, they surely would have sought another solution, as the ensuing cataclysm may well have consumed the entire world had I not managed to intervene. Catherine would never have knowingly taken such a risk, and surely my son, given his own dearth of vertebrae, had only meant for Riven to become my prison and not my tomb. I am discontinuing regular observations of the expanse between the fissure. I have tracked the stars and have proven that their paths are cyclical, but without proper instrumentation there is nothing more I can learn. My theory, however, remains unaltered. The fabric of this age was breached in a way that permits matter to be hospitably exchanged between two discrete yet overlapping spaces. Yet the attendant paradoxes defy the laws of conventional physics. The great column of wind that formed when the rift first appeared suggests a vacuum, as one might expect in space, yet my early experiments seem to confirm the presence of a breathable atmosphere. That Atris momentarily threw himself into the void is further evidence that it might possibly be safe to venture into, but without knowing its true nature, I simply cannot take the risk. It is also difficult to say what would happen were I to reopen the fissure now, but it is highly probable that the results would be disastrous. My hopes have been dashed again. The latest ink formulation has proven to be yet another in a long list of failures. Frustrating to expend so much effort constructing a linking book only to end up destroying it when it refuses to function. Too often has this lab grown uncomfortably warm by the flames of these never-ending disappointments. Without my reference library back in Dunny, a properly orthodox linking book may simply be beyond my means. But I simply cannot burn another book. There must be another way. Pens of fate. That's quite an exclamation. Late last night, while pondering these interminable setbacks, I went to light my pipe. The fire marble got away from me, however, and rolled across the gateway image of the open book before me. If the consequence of this had not been repeatable, I would not have believed my eyes, as the marble left a faint yet definite trail of increased clarity in its wake. The change did not last long, but it was unmistakable. If I could find a way to boost the energy output of my fire marbles, it might be possible to suppress the variance enough to facilitate a stable link. But how? A spatial anomaly occurred yesterday about 5 spans above the north shore of Temple Island, a breach of stars seemingly identical to the one beneath the fissure. It began as a small cloud-like hole, which then commenced to expand in random surges. With some effort, I was finally able to contain it with runic plates, similar to the ones I devised for the fissure. I believe it will hold, but the appearance of a new rift is troubling, and yet it has also left me with the most uncanny feeling that something fundamental has shifted in my favor. I believe it may be time to give this inexplicable mystery a second look. I have erected a small dome, a pressurized airlock mounted upon the contained breach. This has allowed me to safely conduct tentative forays into the expanse without subjecting Riven to further invasion and the destruction that would certainly attend it. It is a bafflingly improbable space, yet surprisingly more accommodating than my initial observations had led me to believe. Breathing is indeed possible within it, yet I cannot say that it is respiration as I am used to it. Hey, Camiro. Welcome to the stream, and thank you for the lurk. It was getting lonely around here. You have first for today, though, so congratulations on that. Breathing is indeed possible within it, yet I cannot say that it is respiration as I am used to it. Rather, as nonsensical as this is going to sound, it feels at times as if the expanse was breathing me, and in the process, imbuing me with a sense of endless possibility. At last, the breakthrough I was hoping for. After my first full day of experiments in the expanse, I was astonished to discover that the fire marbles in my coat pocket had come to fluoresce. A quick strike test confirmed that their energy levels had increased significantly, and their change has lasted longer than I would have thought possible. In a clear act of divine providence, the expanse has given me the final piece of the puzzle. An apparently boundless energy source that should be more than sufficient to rectify my linking books. But I must work quickly. 2 more breaches have occurred in the interim, each one more aggressive and difficult to contain than the last. Time, I fear, is running out. The breach is now number 5, a sure sign that I am on the right path. I have connected the domes on each of them via a nexus of pathways within the expanse, which will also serve as an inter-island shortcut as I continue my work on my enhanced fire marble complex. The loss of 2 more men yesterday has made it clear that the full spectrum of energy is too great for even my finest fire marbles to contain. So I've decided to break it up into 5 discrete frequency ranges, which will later be combined for application to the book. I have installed 5 charging stations within the expanse, each one calculated to imbue a blank fire marble with a separate brand of the total energy needed. A pneumatic tube, I think he means pneumatic. A pneumatic tube system will then convey the charged marbles to the great gold dome on Riven for combination. Freedom is nearly within my grasp. The problem of how to return to Riven has been settled. Reckon has proven his usefulness over the years, at times nearly rivaling my own engineering prowess. He and his team will have the honor of being the first to link to the age, bringing with them the necessary materials to build a vastly simplified version of the book apparatus, which I have personally designed. If they do not return within a reasonable amount of time, I will revise my design and send additional men until they get it right. Should they founder, however, I am prepared to sacrifice every last man on Riven to continue the effort. This cannot fail. At long last, a viable loop has been established. After an eternity of toil and sacrifice and an unconscionable preemption of the ages I might have fathered, I have finally linked to a new age. If I'm not mistaken, that is the number 233. It is a bleak and barren world, perfectly suited for my purposes. By closely comparing the real with the written, I believe I will soon be able to create a more appropriate age from which to launch my mission. For now, however, I will move my office and living quarters there so that I may safely continue my endeavors without distraction. Although it is but a stepping stone, 233 is an utter triumph. To think that I have accomplished in a matter of years, under extremely adverse conditions, what it took my dunny ancestors centuries to achieve. I caught one of my assistants thumbing through this journal today. He will certainly never do it again, but I'm glad I chose to write this in a language these people cannot decipher. Perhaps it's time I reviewed security measures with each guildmaster. No problems expected from the builders, maintainers, and surveyors, but the bookmakers and educators may need a bit more motivation. More reports of spirit sightings. It seems that under Catherine's leadership, the rebels, or black moiety as the villagers stubbornly insist on referring to them, have attained a new level of sophistication in their terror tactics, renewing their campaign to intimidate the weak-minded into joining them by preying upon their cultural superstitions. I suppose I should be concerned by this, but it strikes me as almost laughable. If the rebels wish to dilute their ranks with dimwits, then who am I to stop them? Chemical analysis of one of the rebel knives has yielded curious results. The metal contains elements that are unlike anything I've encountered on the islands. It appears the rebels have access to a resource that I am unaware of, perhaps a mine or an uncharted island. Most of these knives have been found on the south side of the village, the same region that reports of people mysteriously disappearing have emanated from. I think a closer inspection of the area is warranted. The fact that the rebels deliberately have these distinctive knives as a sign of their presence is concerning. They're growing bolder, as if they no longer fear discovery of their hideout. Recent measurements indicate that the movement of the islands has slowed dramatically. My previous estimate predicted a total collapse in approximately 3 months, but with the new figures I am no longer certain. I have nearly finished writing the 234th age, and I have every confidence it will be a safe place to relocate to. But it would still be useful to know what has caused the sudden halt in Riven's breakup. Is it possible that the age is stable after all? If so, I must discover how it differs from 233, which has already shown troubling signs of decay, though further tests are needed. And yet, there is something about this that gives me pause. Could it be that someone is attempting to repair the damage to the 5th age at its source? I cannot help but think that the hand of Atris is behind this somehow. Okay, so turning back to this. I have installed 5 charging stations within the expanse, each one calibrated to imbue a blank fire marble with a separate band of the total energy needed. A pneumatic tube system will then convey the charged marbles to the Great Gold Dome on Riven for recombination. That makes me think that I'm missing something in the Starfisher, which I guess would make sense because we have these numbers from Gen's lab that we don't have yet a place to use them. Maybe I should go look at that, see if there's something that I'm missing. But first, a sip of beverage. All that talking has made my throat rather dry. Okay, so let's go look at the devices in the Starfisher again. Running at an unsafe speed down these stairs. What's the symbol for this one again? Vertical line. There we go. Hey, Brongo. Good morning to you as well. How is your morning going? Okay. In the office, ate a lot of food at the Halloween potluck, did little work. Good day. That sounds like a good day. I'm glad for you. Okay, so we can't adjust whatever that is. That's sort of a relief. And we can't pull this back. And we can't push that button, can we? No, it looks like we can't. So, I mean, this is what I thought before, that there wasn't really a way to... that whatever I had done before sort of locked this in position, which meant that I had done the right thing somehow or other. No, nothing seems to be doable with this. I click on this and it returns me to this view, which has no accessible controls in it. Is there a control somewhere else that I haven't adjusted? What was that thing that just flew off? This looks like the big stone in the cyan logo. I don't see anything here except what I've already adjusted, this being the way to adjust this big central platform so that I can go to one of the other domes. Huh. Temple Island is a circle with a dot in it. Let's go there. Can I mess with this one? It does not look like I can mess with these things after they've been set. So either there's some way somewhere else to release them, or I've already done what I need to do with them. Everybody's favorite part of this game is watching the gate room rotate. That takes us somewhere useless. Over here is where? That's also somewhere useless, so I think we have to step in here and rotate. I think it must be an artifact of the VR aspect of this game that you have to be like right up in this button's face in order to push it. But scrub that I am using the cheapest Steam Deck possible to play this game, and it just about manages to perform at 1080 in 30 FPS. So I'll just be satisfied with that. front, rotate it a few more times because I can't remember how to get to the place I want to get to. I think this is right, isn't it? Yes, this is where I wanted to be. This is where I'm assuming that there's something I'm missing. Somewhere around here. Oh, there's a button there. I did not see that before. Well, shit. Okay, so the reason that this is funny to me is because this is eerily similar, in a way, to what they did in the original game. There was a button that was not obvious to you that you had to push once you had entered the correct code. And a lot of people entered the correct code but never pushed the button, and so ended up wasting a whole bunch of time. And I have gone ahead and done the same thing. So that's cool. What am I supposed to do with these then? I can't drag them. Is there something over here? Nope, just a cliff edge. There's something over here? Nope. Okay. I don't know why it gives me the hand cursor on these if I can't do anything with them. What about this? There we go. Okay. So these can be set from anywhere from 1, it looks like, to 25, just like the dome combination in Riven 97. All right, so here we have a place to input a puzzle solution of some kind. That's cool. So we have 9 as the base value, and then we have those numbers from the page, which are green +9, blue +12, purple +14, orange -4, and red -6. They're in the right order. So what if we do 9 + 14 = 23? And 9 + 12 is 21. And green is 9 + 9 is 18. That is 18, right? 20, yeah. Red is 9 minus 6 is 3. No, I'm sorry. Orange is 9 minus 4 is 5. And then red is 9 minus 6 is 3. Did I get that right? 9 minus 6 is 3, red. 9 minus 4 is 5, orange. 9 plus 9 is 18, green. 12, 14. Okay, that looks right. Now what? Well, I guess I can put these in the sockets somewhere, but where? I have that. Oh, I know where I'm supposed to get this from. Okay. But I don't have it written down, so we have to go back to... where do we have to go back to? We have to go back to Survey Island. How do we get there? Is this the dome? Yes, it is. Okay, we can get there from the... just by rotating this, I think, 3 times. Yeah. We may get to see Ghent after all today. So this is Temple Island, which is Dot. They made the zoetrope, I won't call it a puzzle, but they made the zoetropes easier to operate in this remake. I can't tell whether this is supposed to take this long or whether the game is loading something. Maybe the excuse is that it's equalizing the pressure or something. Okay, so where we want to get is Survey Island, which is a minus. Unfortunately, these icons are so blurry that it's really hard to tell where that is. You? No, that's Jungle Island. Where's Survey Island? Okay, now they decide to come into focus. Okay, that's Survey Island. On top of the globe there. Come on. One of the nice things about it being Halloween is that it's very easy to come by Obra Dinn streams. For some reason, people consider it to be a spoopy sort of game. This is the wrong island. Oh, fudge me. This is Crater Island, which is a vertical line, not Survey Island, which is a horizontal line. Well, let's try this again. Yeah, the game sort of freezes here, which makes me think that it is loading. I'm moving the mouse right now and nothing is happening. There we go. Those moths, they're everywhere. Okay, so that's vertical line. Where's horizontal line? Can't see it. It must be on the other side of the globe. Okay, that's Prison Island. Where is Survey Island? I guess by process of elimination, it must be that. Yep, there it is. Flash of loading environment. Now we are in the right place. The one where we very carefully have to not get eaten by the work. Oh, where's the elevator? There. Okay, so Prison Island is obviously the only one that it can be, the upper right marble. I'm drawing a grid on a piece of paper here. Okay, so upper right is Prison Island, which is vertical slit with a dot in the center, which is blue. Next is... which one is that? I don't know, but Crater Island is the square one. So, upper left corner will be purple. Jungle Island is the big one. So, the marble at 2-2 will be red. The marble below that, it's just a question now of which one is Survey Island and which one is Jungle, or Temple Island. I think Temple Island is the L-shaped one. Yeah, I think Temple Island is the L-shaped one. So Temple Island is green. So that one is green. And that leaves Survey Island, which is orange. Okay, now we have the puzzle solution. now back to Temple Island, which is a circle with a dot in the center. Okay. Two rotations should get us back to where we were. I'm excited. I did not think that I was going to make any progress this stream, but noticing the button was all I had to do. Right. So, purple. Is that supposed to be orange? It looks like yellow to me. Orange. Blue. Red. Green. Okay. No satisfying bang like in the first game. So either I've got it wrong or there is no satisfying bang. Nope, I think I got it wrong. Let's try reversing orange and green. Okay, something is still wrong. Why is something still wrong? Do I need to go back into the Starfisher and refire the marbles? Well, it's a thing to do. Let's try it. I'm at least entering a puzzle solution somewhere, so this is at least satisfying. It's more satisfying than walking back and forth in the village waiting for something to pop out at me. I still don't see how this creates an airtight seal, but never mind. Nope. Nope. Okay, so this isn't it. We still can't adjust those, the fire marble pea shooter thing. Okay. Okay. So purple is definitely Crater Island. Red is definitely Jungle Island. Blue is definitely Prison Island. The only two that I'm not sure about are Survey Island and Temple Island. But I have this distinct memory from Riven 97 that this is Survey Island, because, like, the lake is here, and then the little pointy sculpture thing is off by itself. Maybe I got something wrong here? Three. Six. Oh. Wait a sec. This goes from 0 to 25, not 1 to 25. That's what I've been doing wrong. Son of a biscuit. Okay, let's try this again. So, purple is 14 plus 9 is 23. So 25, 24, 23. Blue is 12 plus 9 is 21. 21. Green is 9 plus 9 is 18. Orange is 9 minus 4 is 5. And red is 9 minus 6 is 3. Okay. Okay. No satisfying bang. Again. Let's see if anything's changed down below. Nope, doesn't look like it. Maybe I did get those two backwards? Oh, hello. There we go. Okay. Fix my solution here on the paper. Okay. All right. Now the book is being sprayed with energy. Now we can go see Gan. Everybody ready? Looks much the same as I remember it. Can't use that book, of course. Oh, hello.
I apologize for the cage. I'm afraid this situation has often required of me a more primitive code of conduct than I might otherwise have chosen. I am Gen.
It's him.
I assume you've heard of me. Yes. Well, I suspect you have acquired some false information of who I am now. Not that my son would have lied to you about me. No, not Atris. It's just that, well, I'm sure he believes me to still be the depraved father I once was. Yes. I even tried to kill him once. God, if I had accomplished that, who knows what I would have become. Great father indeed, who tries to murder his own son. Thankfully, he trapped me on age 5, a prison of my own creation. No books, no precious inks, no ages to link to, nothing but my own foolish ambitions. That was 30 years ago. 30 years, 30 lifetimes, what does it matter? No sentence could be too harsh for the man I was. But I have changed. Be sure the deeds of my past can never be completely atoned for, but my mission was an honorable one. I'm sorry, this is all a bit awkward. It's been a long time since I've attempted to persuade anyone of my intentions. Most of the people here have already made their minds up about me one way or another. I myself do not trust the words of most men, so I don't expect you to believe me. In the end, though, you may discover that I do have more than mere words to offer. Atris's choice of punishment has been hard on the people of Riven. Many have suffered because of it. The island has been steadily decaying for years, but according to my most recent measurements, it appears that the 5th age has entered its final days. Unless the villagers can be relocated soon, the island will collapse entirely and everyone will perish. It has taken me a long time to do it, but it appears that finally I'll be able to make some substantial amends to my past transgressions, especially in... Well, I'm afraid I've had some trouble with Catherine and the moiety. In any society, there will always be a small percentage of the population with rebellious tendencies. Before Catherine appeared, the moiety, as they call themselves, had been relatively harmless. I mean, the natives here are a fairly violent people by nature, but I'd almost come to accept their presence. Upon Catherine's return, however, their violence intensified considerably. It seems she's become some sort of religious savior to them. As far as I can tell, she's come to believe this herself. So I've had no alternative. I had to separate her from her people. The actions of Catherine and the moiety have put my own life at risk on numerous occasions. Consequently, the lives of all the people here. Therefore, I must ask you to refrain from any attempt to free her. Although I'm sure Atreus desires it. Indeed, he must desire it with all his heart. But he is completely unaware of her recent state. I know that you arrived in the Fifth Age with a book which was immediately stolen from you. Needless to say, its reacquisition is of interest to me, though my personal history with the moiety does not give me much hope for it. Still, there is a chance you might somehow manage to retrieve it. If you do, I would ask for the safety of all concerned that you bring it to me at your earliest opportunity. Again, to be honest, my reasons here are partly selfish. There is so much yet to be resolved between Atreus and myself, especially in light of what has become of Catherine. In any case, my immediate concern is the completion of the sanctuary I've long promised to all the islanders. In the meantime, the stolen linking book. We should probably not meet again until you've recovered it. I will know if you succeeded, and will await your return. Good luck with your search. I hope to see you back here shortly.
Well, so by way of background, that was the original audio recording of, I don't know his name, the actor who played Gen in Riven 97. So they haven't brought someone in to change the dialogue. Interesting. It drops me back in his lab rather than back where I was before. I wonder if that's a hint that I'm supposed to do something here. But why would it be? Because I already have... I'm looking at my my notes for solutions I haven't used yet, and the only one that I have is the totems, which I don't have a place to put yet. Well, nothing for it, I guess, but to go back to the village. That's not entirely true. I could go to Prison Island at this point in the game. In the original game, you can go to Prison Island and talk to Catherine, who will just tell you find the moiety, which isn't a terribly helpful solution. Maybe she says something more useful in this one. Let's find out. What's the symbol for this one again? Vertical line. Okay, which one of these is Prison Island? That's Jungle Island. Must be on the other half. Is that it? Yeah, that's it. Huh, there's a place where you can exit this walkway and go off to the beach. I'll look at that in a minute. Okay, that still doesn't work. Any moiety markings here? Ah. A moiety totem. This one represents the number, what is it? 1, 2, 3. This represents the number 4. So the way that this terrible numeral system works is that if there's a wedge in just the upper right, that's 1. If there's a wedge just on the bottom, that's 2. If there's a wedge in the upper left, that's 3. If there's wedges on the upper right and the bottom, that's 4. If it's like this, it's 5. And if it's like this, it's 6. Then it starts over again with double wedges for a sort of base 12 system. Actually, no, it's not base 12. It's base 13. Because I assume, anyway, that 0 would be just a dot in the center with no wedges. So not only is chirality significant in this numeral system, but it's base 13, which is all kinds of cursed. Just unacceptable. But anyway, let me quick sketch that on my notes here. Okay. So that's 5 totems. Any more moiety markings to see? And there's also a ladder. Where to? Huh. So this is how you're supposed to go see Catherine, apparently. You'd think that Gen would notice this. Woo! That scared me.
You made it. But how did you get past Gen? I know what he's doing. He's watching you. He's waiting for you to make a mistake. You can't let Gen get back to Dunny. Find the moiety. They have the book. Be careful.
That made me jump a little. Find the moiety, she says. Which is about as helpful as what she says in the last game. Or, not the last game, in the original. I would love to find the moiety, Catherine, but I can't find a way across the water in the village. But now I have the numbers off of all 5 totems, which is sure to be important when I do find the moiety. Just missed it. Oh, no, I didn't. All right, well, I suppose at this point it has to be back to Jungle Island to try and figure out what I am missing there. It must be obvious, because it's possible to get to Gen before you get the book in the original Riven, but it's kind of hard. And most people don't do it that way. Jungle Island, where are you? It's not that one. I wish the symbols weren't so damn hard to read. They must expect me to be playing this at a higher resolution than I am. There it is. Catherine, I should note, did get a new voice actress. So she will probably have some new lines at some point in the game. Come on. Right. Okay. Oh, boat, where are you? Okay. I'm not seeing any button that I missed around here. Not seeing the hand cursor turn into the other hand cursor. Maybe I'm not supposed to get into the village. Maybe the drawbridges are supposed to be something that I don't actually open. But they look so much like you should be able to open them. But how, though? I'll go to the other side. Cannot see how there's anything there that I'm missing. No secret moiety symbols to be seen. I can hear the baby in the distance that was in the original. That's a nice touch. This feels unfortunately like where I was before. I was just stumbling around the village looking for something, waiting for a solution to jump out at me, and just not getting anywhere at all. Is this dunny number interesting in some way? Or is this just somebody's graded paper? That is... Two plus 15 in the 25s digit. Plus 20 equals, let me ask a calculator because I'm not going to figure that out in my head. It's 445. That doesn't sound significant at all. But I'll write it down anyway, just in case. This probably means, like, unacceptable, see me after class. Huh. If anybody in the chat wants to pipe up with a hint about now, I certainly would take one. A gentle hint, but something to keep me from just bumbling around here without aim or result. I don't have a ton of hope on account of there is not a lot of viewership today, probably because it's Halloween. But I said I would stream today, and I shall, and I am. Those floats must be for, like, fish traps kinds of thing. I'm doing my best to observe. I see rails, which would point towards something like the old submersible system in the original Riven. And these extendable bridges, which are also from that system. There's one over there at that shrine or whatever it is, and there's one over by the other side where I was. But I don't see a submersible anywhere. I don't see it under the water. I don't see it up in the village. In the original game, you dropped it down from up high somewhere in the village. Okay, I don't see anything here. Alright, maybe we head back to the other side. Again. I don't see what possible use it could be approaching these guys slowly. I already know what sound they make. If I still haven't made any progress by the top of the hour, I'm probably going to end there. Because I don't want to just run around for another hour and 15 minutes. Nope, can't walk there. My, what big mushrooms they do have here. There's that drawing, which I've seen before. Doesn't really help much. Welcome home, the Brungo. There's just so little space here to explore that it's hard to believe that there's something here that I'm missing. But at the same time, I don't know what else I would be missing. Well, I've made a decent amount of progress. I mean, in that I got, I figured out this game's version of the marble puzzle. I just haven't, and I think I have the key to the to whatever the moiety puzzle is. I just don't have a way to get to the moiety puzzle, which is frustrating because I don't have any leads. I have a key, but not a lock, you know? That looks sort of like a submersible being sunk there or something. Or maybe that's a door that it comes out of, or maybe that's just a broken bridge, who knows. If only I had a jetpack, indeed. There's so many games that would have been simpler if you had just had a jetpack. What possible use is this ladder? What is that there for? I can't climb down it. It won't let me. It'll let me hover over the water in a slightly... I mean, I surely could not be expected to drain this entire lake. No, there's nothing like that. I tell you how deranged I'm getting. I'm starting to think that maybe that lead that I left unpursued, where I get the Wark to break the glass in Gen's survey room, is actually something I should try to do. I mean, it couldn't work. It's just too crazy. But, as I've said before, it's not like I have an abundance of other leads to follow, so... Oops, wrong way. Sounds like you playing the original Riven. I mean... yeah, a little bit. But that's the fun, right? I mean, this is how it's supposed to be. This is the experience that I want. This is me experiencing the game as though I didn't know any of the puzzles in it. I keep pulling out the lens just in case there's moiety markings somewhere. It is one place I haven't been back to, is Gen's special throne room in the on Survey Island. Of course, I'm taking the slow route to get there. There's the door handle. There is supposed to be a door handle here, isn't there? There it is. Could not see it on my monitor. Woo. Somebody was teasing me before when I went to Yen's throne room here that I was being cowardly for not inviting the Wark to smash the glass. So maybe that's exactly what needs doing. Kind of clever how they made this puzzle, this one solution work for two puzzles. One where it's obvious and one where it's less obvious. Oh my goodness. No. That couldn't be it. No. They added a crack to the glass, but they're not going to break it and flood this cavern. Come on, stupid. No, I think that's all we get. Maybe if I leave and come back? I'm really grasping at straws here. Okay, glass still cracked. Red light still does nothing. Son of a biscuit. I was really kind of hoping that that was going to be the solution. What if we look at the other one? Anything there? Catherine. Turning the wheel doesn't do anything there. That's this island. Not really seeing anything useful here. Guess this is Village Island. Jungle Island. Wait, is it? Yeah. Can't see much of anything here. We're in the middle of the lake, panning around, trying to see. Because I mean, there's the altar that sat in the middle of the lake. There's some smoke, I guess. Not like I really expected that to work. This must be Crater Island. Temple Island. Fisher Cage. I love that they have him practicing, just in case somebody shows up. And there's Catherine again. Wait, the buttons don't work anymore? Oh, there we go. Okay, back to the village. Maybe something has been changed by the, by getting rammed by the work. I doubt it, but I guess it's possible. See if it's any faster to go via the Starfisher. Hey, first time. Twisty, twisty. Okay, there's Village Island. Oops, I missed it. If the work smashing the glass has actually changed something, I think I'm gonna be mad, because it's very non-obvious that that should cause any kind of change. Come on. There we go. Maybe I need to smash my head into the glass. Yeah, maybe it's like the thing where you're supposed to yell into the microphone of the original Nintendo. Breaking the fourth wall. Come on, I pushed the button. Ah, there it is. Actually, what about Gen's throne? Gen's work throne. I haven't been there recently either. Maybe there's something there that I missed. Psycho Mantis is telling me to change controller ports. Snake? Snake! It's hard to believe that there was something here I missed. There were only 2 levers. But who knows? Yep, we closed the work gallows. Okay, we're not meant to go over there. Even though it'd be awfully convenient. Or over here. Out of my way, gate. No, doesn't look like anything's changed here. All right, I think I'm going to seek a hint because I cannot get here. I cannot get anywhere from where I am right now, and it's starting to really frustrate me. Just one moment, please. Oh. Okay. All right, I went looking for a hint and I found one. Let's go, as the kids say. So what I saw was that there is a reminder that Riven's water responds to heat. And it suggests that there's something that I can do with the village's oven, communal oven thing, which I think is on the other side. That's really obscure, though. I mean, for a game that doesn't usually let you interact with things that aren't books. Don't know how I feel about that. I'll know how I feel about that when I actually experiment with it and see what it is that it lets me do. Maybe it's a cookbook. I think that particular avenue of merchandising is one that Myst hasn't gone down yet. The Myst cookbook. Okay. So I'm supposed to be able to do something with this. What, though, and how? How to cook plesiosaurus. Oh, but they're nice. I don't want to do that. I am not seeing any wet. Whoa, hang on a second. Is that a hand cursor I saw? I don't think it was. I do not see any way to interact with this thing. Maybe I'm supposed to be able to get there? Alright, back to the hints. Revolving room, welcome to the jungle. Is it getting hot in here, or is it just the boiler, the blah 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 blah. Back on Jungle Island. Okay, hang on. I'm gonna put up my BRB screen. So this guide is telling me to get in the submarine, like I know what the submarine is. Okay. Hang on. Please bear with me. It's never a good sign when the thing that you're missing is something that the guide considers so obvious that it doesn't tell you anything about it. No, I will not create an account. Get fucked. Oh, fuck me sideways. Okay. All right. All right. We're gaming. If only not Fiammable was here. Now the question becomes, can I finish the game in 30 minutes? I'm betting the answer is no. It depends on how complicated the moiety puzzle is. This is going to be important because this is going to make a big impression on my overall opinion of the game. How obvious was the thing I missed? That is it a me problem or is it a the game problem? Alright, so there's a button on the other side. That's really subtle. I don't know. Should I call that... I mean, is that a me problem or is that a the game is being obscure problem? I am not rightly sure. It's possible that that's true. I don't know. I'm about 50-50 on whether this is my fault or not. However, I think that's probably a good place to call it, just on account of I want to leave enough for another stream, because I don't think I can finish this in 30 minutes. So I am going to save. And then I am going to look for somebody to raid, see if anybody I know is online. Two streamers I sorta know, but at the same time, not really. Let's see if we can find somebody playing Riven. Okay, well, in any case, I appreciate everybody coming, and I will be doing this again on, I think, Saturday, probably. And, yeah, thank you for watching, thank you for coming, thank you for being, thank you for everything. And off we go.